Open with a vivid, cinematic depiction of the tense Supreme Court ethics hearing chamber, where Justice Clarence Thomas smirks and mocks Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett's legal acumen with a dismissive chuckle, belittling her as unqualified. The air thickens with outrage as Crockett locks eyes with him, her composure a silent storm. The narrator delivers a jaw-dropping hook. In one breath, he tried to bury her voice, but in the next, she rose like a phoenix, silencing a giant. Emotional trigger, instant fury at the arrogance, pulling viewers into the fight for justice. Delve into the high-stakes backdrop of a Supreme Court ethics hearing amid scandals of undisclosed gifts and partisan rulings, framing Thomas's mockery as a symptom of deeper corruption eroding trust in American institutions. Highlight how this clash tests core values of accountability, racial justice, and democratic integrity, especially for Black women in power. Build FOMO with a cliffhanger, but as Crockett stepped to the podium, what she unleashed would echo far beyond those marble walls, changing everything. Emotional trigger, a sense of national peril, urging viewers to root for the underdog. Unpack Justice Clarence Thomas's rise and fall from grace, from his pinpoint, Georgia roots to Supreme Court appointment, contrasted with scandals like $4.2 million in unreported gifts from billionaire Harlan Crow, luxury trips, and rulings favoring the elite. Portray his arrogance through past dismissals, like his Anita Hill testimony, and contradictions in preaching humility while embodying privilege. Subtly set up his downfall by contrasting his self-serving legacy with Crockett's truth-seeking fire. Emotional trigger, simmering disgust at unchecked power, priming viewers for poetic justice. Trace Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett's inspiring journey, born in St. Louis to a working-class family, overcoming systemic barriers as a Black woman to become a civil rights attorney, Texas state rep, and now U.S. Congresswoman. Detail her sacrifices, fighting police brutality, advocating for voting rights, and enduring racism in politics, with vivid anecdotes of courtroom battles and community service. Build empathy through her unshakable faith and wit, teasing how her lived experiences of resilience arm her perfectly for this courtroom colossus. Emotional trigger, deep admiration and tears of pride, making viewers see her as their champion. The hearing ignites as Thomas doubles down, chuckling at Crockett's arguments on ethics reform and voter suppression, his barbs laced with condescension toward her amateur status. The room buzzes with tension, colleagues shift uncomfortably, cameras capture every microaggression, while Crockett stands firm, her voice steady amid the rising barbs. Narrate the escalating insults as a verbal siege, with the villain faltering only in fleeting glimmers of unease. Emotional trigger, building frustration and heart-pounding suspense, as viewers clench fists in solidarity. Crockett unleashes her masterstroke, a calm, razor-sharp takedown invoking Anita Hill's silence pain, exposing Thomas's gift scandals with irrefutable evidence, and reframing his mockery as the true disqualification from justice. Build suspense through deliberate pauses, her voice rising like a crescendo, crowd gasps, and Thomas's face draining of color as his defenses crumble. Weave in her personal fire, I've fought shadows like yours my whole life, delivering a global shutdown that leaves him speechless. Emotional trigger, explosive catharsis, cheers of vindication rippling through the audience. The clip explodes online, #Crockett shuts down Thomas trends worldwide, memes of Thomas's stunned face flood TikTok, and praise pours in from celebrities like Oprah and politicians like AOC. Detail ripple effects, MSNBC panels erupt in analysis, everyday viewers share stories of their own battles against arrogance, and calls for ethics reform surge. Portray imagined audience reactions as a digital uprising, amplifying Crockett's voice into a movement. Emotional trigger, joyful empowerment, as viewers feel part of a larger wave of accountability. Crockett reflects post-hearing, transforming Thomas's mockery into a profound truth. Dignity born of struggle outshines privilege's hollow throne, echoing universal values of justice, resilience, and unapologetic Black excellence. The narrator builds to an inspiring crescendo, tying the clash to America's promise, where truth silences corruption, and one voice can realign the scales. End with a reflective uplift, in her stand, we all find the courage to speak. Emotional trigger, profound hope and tears, leaving viewers inspired to embody that fire. Circle back to the title's promise. Thomas's failed mockery turned into Crockett's global victory, reaffirming that dignity always prevails. Urge viewers to honor this moment by sharing their stories of resilience, then deliver a rousing CTA. Subscribe to join the fight for truth, share this if it fired you up, and let's build a movement where no voice is mocked, only magnified. Emotional trigger, a call to communal action, sealing loyalty with shared purpose.